Okay, this workflow is going to cover some Landxml data that I've created in Civil 3D. I want to be able to look at bringing it into Revit and also InfraWorks, but I also want to bring it in with the correct coordinate system. So for those who are new to Civil 3D, we have over here in our settings, when we right-click our drawing settings, we want to set it up to the region we're based in. So for me, I'm based in Australia, in New South Wales and Sydney. And here we work with the map grid of Australia Zone 56 using the GDA 94 data. So I've got this set up, and what I've previously done with this workflow is I've created a surface here from a point cloud. So if we just turn on our realistic here, you can start to see these are all the triangulations of that surface. And again, it's been created from a point cloud. If you want to know more about this workflow, we have some previous recorded workflows in Civil 3D. With the service packs, you can start to create surfaces with the 2015 and soon to be the 2016 productivity pack we have here. We're going to have the tool that allows you to automatically create a surface from the point cloud. So what we have here is the option to export the Landxml. So we just export it out. You don't have to take out all the information. Maybe I just want the surfaces. I don't have any alignments or any of this other information in here. So we can export that out and then use that as a Landxml in other applications. So I'll just call this demo Landxml. And now we have a Landxml file created from laser scan point cloud data, created as a surface, ready to be used, say, in Revit and InfraWorks. What I have here inside of Revit, I've actually set this up with a base point here. This is for the coordinate systems. This is to relate to the northings and eastings that I've got from my setup point and my civil site. There are numerous tutorials on this. I won't go into too much detail on this at the moment, but basically what you can do here is you can set this up by selecting accurately your project base point, and then you can move the north, south, east, west location. You do this in meters, and also the angle. You move this to the location as per your Civil 3D survey setup point. And then under the Manage tab under your location, I've just duplicated a site here and made this one current. So when I go to just about that, when I go to export out a AutoCAD file of this site plan, when I go to export it out, I want to be able to cross-check it, say in Civil 3D, cross-check it with that MGA setup I have. So what I do here is I make sure I'm exporting out in meters, and I'm going to use that shared coordinate system that I've created. So that's just one of the workflows you want to do to prepare. There are numerous tutorials on setting this up more step by step. We're just going to look at just the basics for this current recording. We can also go to our Site Designer add-in. This is part of the Autodesk Revit Exchange up here. You can get all the apps. If you're on subscription, you get Site Designer, and you can import in that Landxml file. And because we've set it up with survey points, you can bring it in and it's going to come in the right location. I won't do this right now just for time, because we want to use that Landxml and the Revit data inside of InfraWorks. So let's switch to InfraWorks now. This is just the startup interface. So all I'm doing is just giving this a name and then model extents. We're not going to do this right now. We're going to use the Landxml from that. Under the advanced settings, because I'm working with these type of coordinate systems, I'm making both the UCS and the database in GA56 for my region. And for design standards, I like to work in metric, and we drive on the left side of the road. So just go OK. And that's going to configure InfraWorks to match the location of the world that I'm working to. So this is what you're going to get when you first start up InfraWorks, and we want to bring in the two data sources that we've created. One being the Revit model located in the correct northing and eastings location, and the other one being the Landxml data that was created from the point cloud that is set up on the MJ56. So we've got the data sources here. We're going to start off with the Landxml, which is here, and we're going to navigate to the location that I had that. And it will be in my Civil 3D folder. Here we are, demo Landxml. And this is kind of rough Landxml data. It was created from a point cloud, so some of the heights of the buildings are a bit rough in places, but in terms of the surfaces, they're correct. We go and double click on this just to check that we're working with the Landxml data with the correct coordinate systems. Close and refresh. Everything you need to do on this application is close and refresh. You can see it's importing, and now it's bringing in that information as a surface here, and it's in the correct world coordinates. So what you'll see here, just as I mentioned, it was created from a laser scan. I could have tidied this up a little bit more, say in Site Designer with some building pads. It's just a rough demo. There's a bit of information here like the stairs that's just created into a sort of a rougher surface here. But it's a good starting point for doing sketch design. The next thing I want to do here is bring in a Revit model directly. So I'm going to go to Autodesk Revit and navigate to my Revit file here and bring in my tower design, and I'll bring in this one here. And again, this one is set up with the same coordinate systems. Because it's bringing it in direct from Revit, it's going to take a little bit longer. You could bring it in faster if you brought it in as an FBX or a DAE file, but the Revit file will come in just fine. If you're interested in textures, the textures will come in, but it would be based on a mental ray rendering engine type texture system. If you want to get the textures in clean, you could take it through Max and add standard design. So this is coming now. I'm going to double click it. Interactive placing, we're not going to do that. We're going to first of all just check the model. So you can see here's our model that's come in. What you may notice is there might be some issues with curtain walling. I've tried to go a bit more advanced with the curtain walling, so you may want to simplify your model. We're going to look at the geolocation, and we are going to work to the MJ56. We don't need to do interactive placing. It's good to go. Just go close and refresh. And now that's going to bring in those sources, just processing here. Looks like it's simplifying. And we should expect it to be in the top left-hand corner of the screen based on those coordinate systems we set up. And it is correct. So that's how you can bring in both the civil Landxml data, bring in the Revit model, bring it into InfraWorks 360, and see it's going to come in the exact correct place.